Alright, so all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. Alright, we're going to go back into basic points. Alright, we're going to jump right into this. So another question that I asked, the search engine was, what people match let me see. I think what I meant to put was what people have the traits and characteristics of Esau Edom. But what I ended up putting was what people match. Let me see, maybe I can put or have. Maybe I'll put and have. Okay, what people match and have the traits and characteristics of Esau Edom. Let's go ahead and see what this says. Nothing really came up. Excuse me, this cough, man. It's been with me for, I don't know, like 2 weeks now. Anyway, some drop downs questions appeared. It says, what are the characteristics of Esau? It says Esau, a quote man of the field, became a hunter who had rough qualities that distinguished him from his twin brother. Among these qualities were his redness and noticeable hairiness. Jacob was a plain or simple man, depending on the translation of the Hebrew word Tom, which also means relatively perfect man, and I mean Tom as in Tam. All right, so hold on a minute. Let's see what this says. What kind of people were the Edomites? It says the Edomites were a Shemitic people, of course. Esau and Jacob were Shemitic. They were twins. All right, they were Hebrew Edomites. We are Hebrew Israelites. All right, hold on. It says, who are today's descendants of Esau? It says now listen to this, in some Jewish tradition stemming from the Talmud, the descendants of Esau are the Romans, and to a larger extent, all Europeans. Now, I probably should take a screenshot of this, because that'll probably be taken down soon. I'm going to keep this window up. Let's see. That's pretty interesting, though. Listen to this one. Why did God destroy the Edomites? And they're questioning this like it's past tense. All right. But listen to this answer. It says, according to Ezekiel 25, 12 through 14, which we can go there. Let me finish reading this first. According to Ezekiel 25, 12 through 14, God will take revenge on the Edomites because they had grievously offended Judah. In this passage, the guilt of Edom is not portrayed in great detail, but it seems safe to construe it as a reference to the betrayal of Edom. What the hell is... What is this? What was, and this is all coming from drop down questions in Google. At birth, Esau was red and hairy, and he became a wandering hunter, while Jacob was a shepherd. Jacob, although the younger, dominated Esau. I don't know, man. Hold on. Just trying to see if any of these hint towards who. Here's another drop down question. Who are the descendants of Esau today? It says Esau/Edomites are passing themselves off as the Ashkenazi Jews today. Anyway, let's go to this next window and see what I had for this lesson. All right, the definition of vile. What does vile mean?
Vile.
Extremely unpleasant. All right. Also, it says morally bad, wicked. All right. It says of little worth or value. All right. Let me see what else is down here. What does it mean to be vile? Disgustingly or utterly bad, obnoxious, contemptible, vile. That's another. Let's see. What is a vile person? Vile is something or someone so morally wrong or offensive as to be thoroughly disgusting. All right. As a matter of fact, that's why that other window was up before, because I remember now. So it says, hold on, because I do remember it saying, let me, all right, hold on. All right. Anyway, we just uh, read some characteristics of Esau. Okay. So we went over this definition for vile. All right. What's in this next window? Isaiah 32 and verse 6. It says, "For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail." And this speaks of that. That's a pretty good. That's some pretty good characteristics and traits of Esau. But I want to go back here for a second. What verses did it tell me to read? Because I didn't even read them, did I? Uh, I can't even find that verse I was just reading. I know it was in Ezekiel. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me. Was looking at all these drop down questions, trying to find. Anyway, I'll just leave that alone for a minute. Okay, again, Isaiah 32 and 6. "For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail." Let me look at this in the NLT. Uh, For fool, it says Isaiah 32:6. This is an NLT. For fools speak foolishness and make evil plans. They practice ungodliness and spread false teachings about the Lord. They deprive the hungry of food and give no water to the thirsty. All right, you can consider Esau a fool. You can consider him vile. And again, there are wicked people amongst all nations, right? But the wicked is Esau, Edom. All right. Let me go back to the King James. Now let's go in here and get some of the definitions of these words for the. Well, we'll go back to the original languages and get the definitions for these words. All right, the Hebrew. All right, for the vile person. Let's get this word for vile.
Strong's H 5036. Naval.
All right, foolish, senseless, or just plainly a fool. Okay. The root word is. Hold on.
Strong's H 5034. Naval.
To be senseless, be foolish. All right. To sink or drop down, languish, wither and fall, fade. Again, you can use that that word for wicked people amongst all nations. All right, but remember, Esau is the wicked. Now remember why I went here. One of these windows showed. I remember asking the question and reading, and it made it. The answer was given, and it seems like they tried to take up for Esau. They tried to say that Esau wasn't a vile person. All right, and that was a lie. All right, and I can't believe this thing. I mean, I've had this window up for a few days, and I don't know what would have happened to make that answer go away. Right, let me click on this really quick. And you know what? I'll just ask. Was Esau vile? Was Esau vile? It says, while the Bible portrays Esau as someone who, quote unquote, despised his birthright and is described as, quote unquote, ungodly in Hebrews 12:16, it is important to note that the term vile is not used to describe him directly. It says, here is a more detailed look at Esau's character and actions as presented in the Bible. All right, so let's get some characteristics. Wait a minute. Here it is right here. All right, I found it. All right, but I mean, the Lord found it. The water, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, let's get some characteristics and some traits of Esau really quick. Okay, Remember, it says the term vile is not used to describe him directly. All right, anyway, it says, keep that in mind though. It says, here's a more detailed look at Esau's character and actions as presented in the Bible. It says, despising his birthright. It says, Esau is depicted in Genesis 25 and 34 as trading his birthright, which included inheritance and blessing, for a single meal of lentil stew. Okay, let's get that in the good news really quick. Or, no, let's go ahead and bring it up. You know what? Let's get into the good news. Hebrews 12 and 16. All right, again, this is in the good news. Hebrews 12 and 16. All right, hold on a second. All right, Hebrews 12 and 16 in the good news. It says, let no one become immoral or unspiritual like Esau, who for a single meal sold his rights as the older son. All right, also I'll read 17. It says, afterward, he wanted to receive his father's blessing, but he was turned back because he could not find any way to change what he had done, even though in tears he looked for it. Okay? Just remember though, it says Esau is not vile in here. All right, let's go to the next reading that points out his character and his actions. All right, it says ungodly in Hebrews. It says the author of Hebrews uses Esau as an example of someone who is, quote, ungodly and immoral in Hebrews 12 and 16, which is what we just read. And it says warning against such behavior, right? And actually, that first thing I was supposed to get was Genesis 25 and 34. Let's go back there and look at that. Again, this is the Good News translation. Genesis 25 and 34 says, then Jacob gave him, let me read. I start at 29. One day, while Jacob was cooking some bean soup, Esau came in from hunting. He was hungry and said to Jacob, I am starving. Give me some of that red stuff. That is why he was named Edom. Anyway, yeah, the color red does seem to follow this dude around, right? Anyway, and he is red because his blood shows through his skin. Okay, he's not white. Verse 31, it says, Jacob answered, I will give it to you if you give me your rights as the firstborn son. Esau said, all right, I am about to die. What good will my rights do me? Jacob answered, first make a vow that you will give me your rights. Esau made the vow and gave his rights to Jacob. Then Jacob gave him some bread and some of the soup. He ate and drank, and then got up and left. That was all Esau cared about. That was all Esau cared about, his rights as the firstborn son. All right, so he didn't care about those rights, man. There wasn't any trickery used right there by Jacob. He supplanted him, but he didn't trick the dude. All right, so let's get the definitions of ungodly and immoral. All right.
Ungodly.
Irreligious or immoral. All right. Second one, it says unreasonably early or inconvenient. Oh, okay. It gave an example. I've been troubled by telephone calls that are at ungodly hours. All right, whatever. So the irreligious or immoral, and how he treated his birthright right there is an example of that. Irreligious or immoral. Okay, let me see what happens with more definitions. Let's see. What does the Bible mean by ungodly? It says an ungodly or godless, then by virtue of the original word which we find here, is such an one who neither honors nor serves God, as it's usual to call a man uncharitable who has no charity, remediless who knows no remedy, graceless, one who has no grace, and one who is poor and has no money, moneyless. All right, they are ungodly. Okay, and you could tell by how he treated that birthright, man. And what was the other word? It was ungodly and go back here. All right, what was it? It was immoral. Let's see what immoral is.
Immoral.
It says not conforming to accepted standards of morality. Similar words are unethical, morally wrong, wrongful, evil, okay, unprincipled, dishonorable, base, all right, base. Hey, similar words, vile, all right, corrupt, underhanded, impure, reprobate, perverted, shady, lustful. Okay, now all these descriptions, all these descriptions again can go for wicked people that are amongst all nations, even Israel. All right, but the wicked are Esau, Edom. All right. Keep in mind, vile was right there. Okay, as in a similar word. Okay, wicked, nefarious, villainous, shameless, devious, degenerate. All right, but let's look at base really quick. Is that in the scriptures? Daniel 4:17. This matter is this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. That is who is in control right now. The basest of men. All right. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And of course, the second part of that verse is another clue. Okay. And proof of his vileness, his ungodliness, okay, his deviousness. It says, the second part of this verse is, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, they can't escape themselves. No matter where they go, there they are. All right, so let's go back here. Again, immoral is not conforming to accepted standards of morality. Again, accepted in whose eyes? The Lord's. We're talking about the Most High. All right, Yahweh. All right, so they are not conforming to the accepted standards of Yahweh. All right, and his morals that he put down here. Okay, let me here's another verse. Let me see if I can think of it. Okay. And of course, this goes for all of the wicked, meaning the wicked amongst the nations, and it goes for the wicked. Job 21, the heading says Job says God will deal with the wicked. All right, capital W. And down here in this is talking about Esau. So down here let me read this whole thing maybe. Let's go to the hold on. Okay. That's NLT. Well, let me check one more. Let me check this NIV. I read it in the NIV, I think. Hold on, let me check one more. Let me check this. Let me check the AMP really quick. All right, yeah, let's read this AMP. Job's dialogue regarding the wicked. Job 21:1, it says, Then Job answered and said, Listen carefully to my speech, and let this be the consolation. Bear with me, and I also will speak. And after I have spoken, you may continue to mock me. Or you may continue to mock me, all right? It says, As for me, is my complaint to man or about him? And why should I not be impatient and my spirit troubled? Look at me and be astonished and appalled, and put your hand over your mouth. Even when I remember, I am troubled and afraid. Horror and trembling take hold of my flesh. Why do the wicked still live, become old, and become mighty in power? Their children and descendants are established with them in their sight, and their offspring before their eyes. What did it say about Israel? That we would be separated from each other. Okay? All right, that's a part of the curses. Job 21:9, it says, Their houses are safe from fear, and the rod of God is not on them. His bull breeds and does not fail. His cow calves and does not miscarry. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children skip about. They lift up their voices and sing to the tambourine and the lyre, and rejoice to the sound of the flute. They fully enjoy their days in prosperity, and so go down to Sheol, right, which is another word for what you people call hell in this day. There is no place where your soul burns forever, though. Right? So if you think there is a place that the soul burns forever, you need more understanding. Again, Job 21:13, they fully enjoy their days in prosperity, and so go down to Sheol, right, or the pit, the nether world, the place of the dead. All right, where do the dead go? In them graves, okay, in a peaceful moment. Yet they say to God, Depart from us, for we do not desire the knowledge of your ways. All right, remember, they are ungodly. Job 21:15 now says, Who and what is the Almighty, that we should serve him? And what would we gain if we plead with him? All right, ungodly. And what were some other words right here? Hold on. Unethical, wicked, unconscionable, reprobate. It says low down. Shameless, unchaste, sinful, devious, underhand, fraudulent, corrupt, depraved, villainous, nefarious. Okay, remember, not conforming to accepted standards of morality. And then let's get these. Let's do ungodly again.
Ungodly.
Irreligious or immoral. Okay, let's go back to Job. Again, Job 21:15. Who and what is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what would we gain if we plead with him? Okay, it reads, but notice the prosperity of the wicked is not in their hand or in their power, right? The counsel of the wicked and the mystery of God's dealings with the ungodly is far from my comprehension. How often then is it that the lamp of the wicked is put out and that their disaster falls on them? Does God distribute pain and destruction and sorrow to them in his anger? Okay, let me see. Let me go back to the King James really quick and read that read verse 15 again. Job 21:15. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? Let me start at 14. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. And what is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? Again, yes, the wicked in all nations, all right, yes, it speaks to them, but it also speaks more so to the wicked, right? New Israelites, or the 2/3 of Israelites in this day in America, right, think exactly like this also, right? They tell the Lord to depart from them, okay? We desire not the knowledge of thy ways, right? So Esau has them thinking just like he does, all right? What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? These kind of thoughts are not thoughts that the remnant and the elect would have. All right, these are not traits of how the remnant and the elect think. Everyone outside of this, though, all right, to some degree, all right, they want the Lord to depart from them. Let's go ahead and get another verse speaking to the 2/3 Israelites and how they think, and you're going to hear that it lines up with the wicked. All right, let me think about this for a second. Where was this at? Here we go. This is Isaiah chapter 30. All right. All right, before I go here, let me hold on. Let's go here really quick to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 2. All right, the heading reads, the prophet's call. Now listen to this, it's speaking of Israel. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day, and even unto this very day. All right. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh. All right, Yahweh. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. All right, so Esau has Israelites in this same mind state as him. Okay, let's go ahead and read a little bit more. Okay, this is Isaiah 30 now in 8. It says, Now go write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say unto the seers, See not, and to the prophets, Prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. All right, so Israelites are in the same mind state. All right, they have been caught in Esau's divination, his craftiness, his unrighteousness, his ungodliness, his unholiness. All right, and they look to him as God or as an example, all right, of what to do. Okay, even if they say they know that Esau is the oppressor, all right, they still walk after his ways. They still don't want to hear of the Lord. They don't want to turn from this world. Okay, they still have the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, right? Which is what Esau has instilled in them pretty good, all right? They love this world. And I'm speaking of 2/3 of Israel. All right, so that was some more traits, traits and characteristics. Only this time we went over Esau's traits and characteristics. All right, and because of this mind state, Lord willing, in the next video, we'll see where that landed. Where that landed. Hold on. Yeah, we'll see where that landed. The Israelites who are going to have to take part in the second death. All right, so we'll stop there for now. Lord willing, this came through as sincere and edifying. So with that, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Bahal Shem, Rakaha Quadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, or GMS for short. This is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.